I will walk you through step by step on how to create the product in Kartra. So first you go to the products tab here from the left hand side menu, and then you click on this big blue button that says product, and then you will have to choose whether you create the main product or an upsell or downsell. So in this video I'm going to show you how to create the main product, but I have another video that talks about upsells and downsells. So let's say that the product name is Kartra Setup. That's something that I offer. So I essentially set up Kartra for my clients, and then you can just click main product and continue, and then you will have to set up all of the small details and settings essentially for your offer. So the first thing that you have to do is to decide on the official name. So what I just put in is more like a personal reference, but like I usually would recommend to like have that as the same name as your product name, but you can also like put something else in there for like your own reference if you wanted to. So this is the official name that your clients will also see. So here I would just put Kartra setup and then a description. So that can be like maximum 80 characters. So don't make it very long. Otherwise you're not going to be able to put it in, but then it's also not going to be visible. So here you can say like, I will set up your Kartra in 2 weeks, or whatever you can say. If you have like a one-on-one offer, that like this is the length of the program, for example, or you can put like a tagline in here. And then whether you list it publicly or keep it private doesn't really matter unless you also have an affiliate program. So again, I'm not going to go into that, so we can just keep it private for now. And then you have to choose an image for your offer. Then you will see everything that you already uploaded to the media library, but you can also just upload anything as long as it's 4 megabytes. If your file size is bigger, then I usually just go to Canva and then I download it from there, or I download it with like a bit of a worse resolution, which you usually won't be able to see unless it's like a big image on a sales page. But then let me just use this image for now, and then you can confirm. And then what is very important is that you can see that I created a banner, but it doesn't fit because it always kind of like chooses this middle square, and then when I confirm it will also make it round. So that's something very important to keep in mind when you do design your cover pages. So I would recommend that you can use like the banner size, but like squeeze all of the information kind of in the middle. So for example, like this is what I created. I'll just choose that for the sake of the example for now, and then you can see that it like zooms in the middle, and then you can see everything perfectly. Okay, save. And then we go to the payment processor. So you have to make sure that you have integrated your PayPal and or Stripe before. So for example, you can just choose your Stripe here and connect. When you do go through the settings, it's important to note that you cannot save and like say next in the product settings if you don't put anything in there. And I will show you why that's important later on. Then you're in the product pricing section, so you can choose what the price point is. So you can say like one-time payment here if you want your clients to like pay in full, and then you just put the full price in here. And then you can choose if you have if you enable initial payment. This is essentially a trial, so that makes sense if it's more like a course or maybe a membership that they can get access for example 7 days, after which they will start paying. But of course for like a service-based thing, that doesn't make sense. And then you choose the default price, so that is what is going to be like the primary price point, and that would be like publicly displayed for the affiliates. So it doesn't matter. I never change that. I always leave it as the first one. And then you can have another price point. So recurring, only choose that if you choose like if you create like a membership, something that will recur forever, or if you want to offer like a 3-month payment plan, then you can choose installments. Then you can choose what the price will be, how many installments you have, and then whether it's recurring like weekly, every 2 weeks, monthly, quarterly, or yearly. And then yeah, recurring installments is also like very important to note that it doesn't work with PayPal, and I haven't had anyone set up recurring installments either. So I usually just use this one. What is important to note here is that the description will be public. So when your clients will go to the checkout page, that is the only description that they will see. So if you want to like specify something, then that's the place where you can put it, but you only have 40 characters to do that. And then when it is a payment plan, you also have the option of like instant versus delayed cancellation. That this is the most important for a membership. So if they cancel, then they will still have access until their next payment date. But I always put it as like delayed in any case, because they usually paid already what they got if you collect payment in advance. But that's just mainly important for memberships. And then you have a few other options that you can include here. If you sell products, then you can have a shipping cost. If it's a service, then obviously there is no cost. And then sales tax, if you want to like include a specific sales tax, you can definitely do that and like configure sales taxes. But I usually just I usually just do taxes separately, but you can include that if you want to collect that. Then refund policy, you have like options here, whether it's no refund, 7, 14, 30, or 60-day period. For services, it's always no refund due to the nature of the program or the service. It just doesn't make sense. So this one is important to note here. So you want to have the product page. If you haven't decided, or if you haven't created your sales page, your landing page, your checkout page yet, you can just put something random in here, like your Instagram page, or choose a different page that you already have. But if you already have created your site, then you just choose the right page, and then you can choose it here. So that is the product page or the sales page. If you only have a checkout page, that's totally fine as well. And then the thank you page, so that is what the clients will see after their payment successfully goes through. So you can send them somewhere else, but like I usually just create like a very simple thank you page, so they know like, oh, my payment went through, everything is okay. And then I usually say that you will also get like an email with more information. And then you can see that you can put up a different thank you page for different price points. So if you ever have like a different price point because one price point gets like more or something like that, you don't need to create two separate products. You can basically make the whole workflow totally different. So you can also send them to a different page. And then we go to the checkout. So here you can choose whether your checkout, how it will look like. So you can also do like an overlay pop-up, but you can change that like later on as well. Or if you do want to embed the checkout form into your custom page, you can do that as well. But here you can also choose the color. If you don't want the blue, then you can see that the color is changing here. So you can make sure that that matches your branding as well. And then the checkout page header logo, if you want to include your logo, you can do that. And then you have the help desk icon. So basically like this just leads your clients to like Kartra help desk, but if it is included in your plan, you can do that. And then you have the checkout form fields. So that is part of the checkout process, and it just depends what kind of information you want to collect from your clients. So for example, the standard things are first and last name, email, address, city and postal code, country and state. In most countries and in most US states, you do actually need the address by law, so I always recommend to have that. But if you want to include, for example, a birthday, so you want to celebrate your clients' birthdays, especially if it's like a longer type of support, or you want to do that for past clients, you can ask for that as well. Or if you want to ask for any social media handles, then you can just add those from here as well and just click on add field. And then product quantity for services, like doesn't make sense to order more than one unit, but if you sell products, you can definitely do that. Express checkout, if you want to make it like a very quick, like a one-click type of thing, you can definitely do that as well. And then what is really fun is cart abandonment tagging. So that means that if they went on your checkout page and they put in all of their personal information, but they didn't purchase within 16 minutes. I think here you can also always see a bit of a description. Here it's actually like quite in depth. So you can see exactly what that is. So you can tag them if they leave, and then you can do that for the multiple price point, or you can do that for like different price points separately. They usually do multiple, so that just covers everyone. But if you want to send them like different emails afterwards, you can do that as well. And then you can select the tag, or you can just like create the tag from here. And then what you can also do is, if you create the tag and you don't want your clients to have this tag forever that their cart was abandoned, you can create that, and then you can say that it, for example, has an expiration date of 14 days or 21 days or 60 or 90 days. But I think it's quite fun to see like who first abandoned their cart and still made the purchase, or you can follow up with them, set up a custom sequence for clients who have this tag, so it sends out them an email basically telling them like, I noticed that you were about to purchase but you didn't, so maybe something came up, or maybe you still have some questions. You can, for example, reach out to me, or we can have a 15-minute call to talk about any questions that you might have. So I think it's a good way to see who are your very, very warm leads who are almost there but didn't purchase. And then you can add your terms and conditions. I always recommend to do that. So you want to click here. You can also choose to set up different price point based terms and conditions. So it's going to be different per price point. So you can do that, but usually I keep it the same for most of my clients. And then you can put in here that you read and agree to the terms of use, or terms and conditions, depending on how you like name them. And then here I would just copy paste the terms and conditions that you have. What is important to note is that currently there's no good way to prove that your clients have agreed to the terms and conditions. So what I recommend is to put it in here, and in the emails that you send out, when you do that through like the memberships, or if you set that up through like communications for like anything else that doesn't have a membership, to always put that in the welcome email or in the initial email, to have a link and to create like a page separately for terms and conditions, and then to put like a small note in this email to say like, you have read and agreed to the terms and conditions when you purchase this offer, and then you put a link, because that is something that you can like prove and pull up in case something goes wrong. So yeah, you can also say like configure later for some of those things. Sometimes it doesn't let you to save and continue, but sometimes it does, because then it's a good way to see that something is outstanding. And then this tick mark will be here red as well, so you can quickly see. If you want to activate any pump offers, that's where you can do that. So you can activate the offer, but I currently don't have any for this offer, but then you can just say like you activate it. You can choose a product from here, and then you can just say like here a header line. You can say like, oh, add a one-on-one call, for example, and then have the offer description. Then you can choose if you want to display a thumbnail, so that will come directly from your product that you have already set up. And then you have the display bouncing order as well. Then you have 3 templates to choose from, but there's more information about that in the pump upsell section. So for now, let's just say don't activate, and then save and next. And then we have some post sale things. So you can add your clients to customers list if you want to have like a specific like newsletter list. But for most of my clients, I set up a list for all of their clients who have made a purchase, and then for all of the leads who haven't made a purchase. So basically people who are like freebie seekers, got into your free offers, got into your newsletters, versus people who have spent money in your business. But I don't put it here, and I will show you exactly why. You definitely want to tag all of your customers, and I basically use that. So if I go to communications and I go to someone's profile, I can easily see what they purchased. You can also do that from orders, but you will see all of the rebills, so it gets a bit messy. But with this one, I know exactly like if they're tagged, those are the orders that they purchased. And what is really nice as well is if you do sell bundles, you want to make sure that they only get tagged with the bundle, not with all of the specific offers, because they didn't purchase them separately. So that's the logic that I use, and that makes sense for me, but you can do it in a way that makes sense to you. And then you can choose a Kartra membership if you have one for this product, if that's what they get access to. You can also do an integrated membership, add like another site, but you need to like integrate that first. You do have the option for a downloadable file, but then the email that they get is very, very not personal. The link will be super long. It's just not really professional. So if you do want to send them a PDF, I usually go to communications and I set up a custom sequence for them, and then I include the link over there. Or you can also have like no access page. That is what I use when I actually like have like a downloadable file. Um, or you can also have that if it's just like a one-on-one call, and then you send them an email with the link to purchase, for example. And then what I do here, and why I said like I don't put anyone here, because I want to keep things organized with the logic that I have with the clients who have purchased versus haven't purchased. So here you can also say the customer buys the product. And now actually this is where the problem comes. I cannot put it in here because in the last section something is not completed. So that's like a small thing that I hope Kartra will address soon. So let's go back and like edit something in. So sometimes I put information in here, even if I don't know how, if I don't have the terms and conditions created yet, or if I don't have the sales pages, I put it in here, but then I have to take a mental note to come back and fix it later. But I just wanted to show it to you so you know that like in order to like do some things, that's why you kind of have to like go through all of the different steps. And then you can say now customer buys a product, and now I can choose the product that I created. And then you can select the specific product. If you have also like upsells and downsells, they will be displayed here as well. And then you can choose different price points, but I can just choose any for now. And then I want to say that if they purchase this, they will go to all customers list only if or usually what I do is actually for those kind of things I say that like they will be subscribed to the list of all customers, and they will be unsubscribed from the list of all leads. And if they're not in the all leads list before because they never got any freebies, they were just a buying client, that's totally fine. I mean, nothing will happen. So that's definitely not something you have to worry about. So here just say all leads. But you can have any logic that like you want to use that makes sense. I just think that sometimes you might want to send out an email to your hottest leads, your clients. Maybe have some like specific offers of only for people who have spent money in your business, or do something specifically for people who have never purchased from you. But you have all of the possibilities to send out information to different people, different categories, people who purchase a specific order, but there's a separate video on that. And then if you do have a higher plan of Kartra, then you can also set up affiliates if you want to. So you would do that here, and then you have finish. So here it just says like what's next. Put this in the body section of your products. You definitely don't have to do that. If you do want to like count unique visitors, you can do that, or like calculate conversion rates, things like that. Then you can do that, but you don't have to. So that is how you set up a product in Kartra. So if you have any questions, put it down below in the YouTube comments.